Thank you very much, and welcome to Will Smith's Midlife Crisis Management. I recently turned 35, halfway through my 70 years and 10, and it forced me to take a long, hard look at where my life has been and where it's going. I sunk into a bleak depression. Mozart died at 37, leaving a body of work unrivaled in Western music. Christ had died and risen at the age of 33. By the time they were my age, Chris Tarrant had already given us Tiswas, and Vin Diesel had given us Triple X and The Chronicles of Riddick. When I was 18, I made a list of things I wanted to achieve by the time I was 40. I recently came across it and was staggered by how little of it I had ticked off. Attain the nickname Studs. Become lead singer of Queen. Freddie Mercury had just died. Grow a moustache. I think that was linked to the previous point. Learn a martial art in secret. Get a wink off Chris de Burgh from the front row of a concert. Get into the Guinness Book of Records by one of the following methods. Eat 20 Cadbury's cream eggs in a row. Unicycle from pole to pole. Become world's tallest man. And on top of this, I realised there was still no immediate prospect of marriage. In my younger years, I thought I could pull off the bachelor lifestyle. I'd be like George Clooney, a bevy of beauties linked to my name. Then I adjusted my hopes to being like Simon Cowell. A few rumours, but basically I'd be safe. Now I realise that without a wife, I'm verging perilously close to Cliff Richard. My course must be replotted. Now, birthdays weren't really celebrated when I was growing up. I never got any presents because my birthday is in August and my parents said it was too close to Christmas. But this year I moved into a new flat and the previous occupants had left some birthday candles in the cutlery drawer. So I thought, what the hell, I'll have a party. And I invited someone I remembered as always having been there for me when I was growing up. He's going to be a regular on the series. Please welcome my godfather, Peter Black.
Good evening.
Now, Peter, why don't you tell everyone what you told me that night?
The best way to take Viagra is to snort it.
I mean the thing about me.
Well, the last time I'd seen you was what, your 9th birthday?
10th. My parents banned all contact after that because you gave me a video of Smokey and the Bandit. They said it encouraged driving violations and a disrespect for the law.
So I hadn't seen you since you were a nipper, and the thing that struck me was how this sickly boy that I had known had grown up into this walking corpse.
I was quite stressed that night. I mean, numbers for the party were low. Even my parents pulled out.
Hello, William. It's your father. Sorry, we can't make it tonight. We've got to clear out the understairs cupboard. The electrician's coming round early tomorrow, about 11, and he'll need to get into it. Hope you get the card. You've already had your present. It was your school fees.
Well, it's clear your parents have given up on you, and now it's my turn to take the reins. Believe it or not, I was once like you. Staid, repressed, uptight. My marriage was in the doldrums and my Harley Street surgery was grinding me down. The highlight of my day was firing an air rifle at the pigeons on my roof. So I walked out of the job and the marriage and into a pair of boot-cut jeans.
So you had a midlife crisis of your own?
Kind of. A midlife crisis just means you've realised that the clock is ticking and you're not happy, so you need to change up. I mean, look at all the things I've done in the last couple of years. I drive a Porsche. I've learnt to snowboard, been to Ibiza. I've made a corn circle. Coached a women's rugby team. And I've seen the Kaiser Chiefs 4 times. Pick some things on your list of ambitions and go for them.
Well, the only one that still means something to me I didn't actually mention. I wanted to play James Bond.
What, like in a computer game?
No, in a film.
A Bond film?
Yeah, you know, by the time I'm 40.
I think we should concentrate on more attainable goals. For starters, I noticed you can't say what you think to people's faces.
Absolutely. It's the bane of my life. Although there is a social convention to be observed here. You can't just say what you think all the time. You have to spare people's feelings.
Of course. And there was plenty of that at your party. People were coming up to you and saying stuff they clearly didn't mean. Hello, Will. Good to see you. You look well. Great party?
I thought it was a good party.
I've been to autopsies with more of an atmosphere than your party.
Well, there were games and music and lots of drink.
There was a chessboard, the greatest hits of Big Country, and a couple of bottles of apple ties.
You see, you're able to tell me the truth. Why can't I do that to other people?
Because you're scared of upsetting people.
Yes, I am. I'm scared of confrontation, which is ridiculous at my age. I mean, something that's bugging me at the moment is my neighbours. They keep sitting in their garden drinking with friends. Now, that's bad enough, but whenever it's good weather, I have to open the window because I get so hot. It's either that or sleep in the nude, and I feel uncomfortable doing that in front of the cat. So I have the window open, and then I can't sleep because of their inane conversation.
You should ring my friend Rachel. She'd be a really good match. Don't you think, Sal? Rachel and Tim?
Yes, totally. She's such a laugh.
Why can't you set him up with a mute? Or at least someone with a chronic whispering disease?
I met this guy, and he, joined the army and went to Iraq just so he could smoke.
Really?
Yeah.
It is a human right to be allowed to smoke.
What about my right to silence?
You and me belong together. How'd it go after that?
The final straw was when they were trying to put the Police Academy films in chronological order.
No. Look, it's assignment Miami Beach, then it's mission to Moscow.
I've had enough of this.
It's Police Academy, Police Academy 2, their first assignment, 3, back in training, 4, citizens on patrol, 5, assignment Miami Beach, 6, city under siege, 7, mission to Moscow. And Craig Logan was the name of the bassist in Bros.
Cheers, Will. Are we keeping you up?
No, I've just gone in.
You see, I'm given the opportunity to tell them the truth, and I just can't do it. I'm fed up of being like this. It causes me untold stress.
Well, I've asked someone to come on the show who can hopefully get you speaking your mind more. Please welcome an old friend of mine, former Tory MP, George Potter. George, this is Will.
Ah, yes. The coward.
That's a bit strong.
Living a lie.
I don't know about that.
I bet if I grabbed your balls, they'd come off in my hand.
I don't know what would be more awkward, if they did come off and I'd have to ask for them back. Or if they didn't come off and you were just left holding them.
Now, George, you don't care what people think about you. You often voted against your party and spoke out against the leadership. You've always been prepared to become a pariah for your beliefs.
I think dissent is an important part of any democracy.
I agree with that. One must always question.
No, then you're just questioning for the sake of it. You're blinkered and unthinking. You are a cretin.
Do you mean you as a general term or me specifically?
Both.
How can I be both constantly questioning and unpredictable?
You have to be prepared to say the things that come into your head that no one else will say, like when I walk into a dinner party. I will go round the table and say, fat, bald, closeted, here for the ethnic mix. Then I deny everything and work backwards to befriend them.
Is that what you were doing when you called me a cretin, just setting yourself a social challenge?
No, I genuinely think you are a cretin.
You see, George is unafraid to say exactly what he thinks and do what he wants. He's the opposite of you. I've got a little quiz to prove it. Question 1. You're in a restaurant and the food arrives late and cold. What do?
Well, I don't want to make a scene, so I eat it. I'm not that bothered by cold food. I've got very sensitive lips.
I douse the food in lighter fluid and set fire to it.
Question 2. You run into someone at a party you've met before, but they have forgotten your name. How do you react?
I don't know, because that never happens.
No one ever forgets your name?
No, I don't go to parties.
I would tell them my name was something ridiculous, like Babylon Mandela or Dungaree Jones. See if they forget that.
Question 3. Someone pushes in front of you in a queue. What do?
I put a sticker on their back that says dog molester.
Doesn't that take time to write?
I've had them specially made up.
Will, your approach to queue jumpers.
Well, it depends what I'm queuing for. Say I'm in a supermarket, I'm not that bothered. It gives me more time to leaf through magazines I pretend are beneath me. If it's a queue for a limited edition Gandalf figurine, then someone's going to get hurt.
You see, you can be a bit like George and not be intimidated by what people will think of you.
I've always spoken and acted from the heart, regardless of the consequences. I was a Tory MP, then I stood unsuccessfully as an independent candidate.
How does that work?
Well, you just stand on local issues. I was against the building of a giant Tesco's.
It's a popular movement, being against big supermarkets.
Yes, I thought it was a vote winner. Plus, I have a large amount of shares in Sainsbury's.
So can anyone stand as an independent candidate?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. You make up your own policies. I might do that.
What would you stand for?
Well, off the top of my head, it would be a twin platform of protection for the red squirrel and the banishment of Louis Walsh.
Waste of time.
And what would your policies be?
Independence from London. Relocation of the capital to Salisbury. A statue of Inspector Morse to be erected in Trafalgar Square. Renewal of Trident and a unilateral withdrawal from Eurovision.
That's pretty eclectic.
I think you'll find I say what a lot of people think but are too scared to say out loud. But they should. They are the silent majority. If we stick up for what's right, we can sort this country out.
I used to believe that, but it doesn't work in practice. I spoke out once and it backfired badly.
What happened?
I went to see Reign of Fire, a little-remembered thriller set in a future dystopia where dragons have taken over the world.
Sounds imbecilic.
The reason my knowledge is a little hazy is because I was distracted throughout the film by a group of teenagers talking on the back row.
That dragon looks like your mum.
You see that fire that comes out of their mouths? That's what comes out of your mum's butt.
Hey, you love Gokwan.
Your favourite band is like Maroon 5.
Right, you, shut up or get out.
What? Are you going to make us?
No, I'm appealing to your sense of decency and justice.
You're appealing to our sense of gayness.
I got you there, mate.
He did not get me. What he said didn't make any sense.
This film doesn't make any sense.
I don't care. I have waited 20 years for this, and so have the rest of this cinema of 30-something males. We sat through Dragonheart, which was piffle. Most of us didn't even bother with Dungeons & Dragons after seeing the crappy trailer. But Reign of Fire has had moderate press and some decent reviews of the CGI, and you are not going to ruin it with your childish antics. So grow up and let me watch a film about dragons!
And how did that go down?
Mixed reception, couple of weak cheers from the aforementioned 30-somethings, but mostly I got called a paedophile and was pelted with half-chewed sweets.
Next time, you do what I do. Take a big, powerful torch, and if anyone starts talking, turn it on and point it at them and scream, "I will kill you, I will, I will." There aren't many disputes that can't be settled by an angry voice emanating from behind a blinding light.
Well, the kids definitely won. And ever since then, I've gone back to my old ways of suffering in silence and saying what I think other people want to hear.
I've got his tickets for Nickelback.
Wonderful. They're rad.
Happy Christmas, Will. Bone Kickers on DVD.
Ooh, a quick response team of maverick archaeologists. Sounds great.
My mate's not feeling too good. Sorry about your shoes.
Oh, that's okay. I was thinking of getting a new pair anyway. You've done me a favour. I should be thanking you.
You've got to stop biting your tongue so much, Will. The other week, I was at a dinner party. Posh set in Chelsea. Friends of the ex-wife, never really liked them. Anyway, we've all slightly overdone the Shiraz, and the conversation turned to hate figures. This woman piped up about Gerry Adams, about how no one should forget what he did or what he stood for, and at first I thought, well, each to their own. But then, when she said he shouldn't be allowed in the country, I snapped. I said, listen, darling, you don't know the first thing about that man's struggle. He came over here when he was no one and worked the back rooms of pubs. Now look at him. I saw him live once, and no one works a crowd like Adams. Palm of the hand stuff. I can't stand it when people slag him off. It's not his fault he was at #1 for months. Besides which, it was a great song.
Song?
Yes. Everything I Do.
That's Bryan Adams.
No, Will. Bryan Adams is the Irish Republican. I was defending Gerry Adams, the Canadian Springsteen, who sang "The Only Thing That Looks Good on Me Is You."
Does the guy you're thinking of have a beard?
Now you're thinking of Grizzly Adams.
Come on, Peter, get a grip. We're not here to listen to you name drop. We're here to talk about this idiot's problems with speaking his mind. Now, Will, you've got to go with your gut and react immediately and truthfully. Let's do some word association. Peter, say a word. And Will and I have to say the first thing that comes into our head, so don't fumble about, man. Be honest. It's very liberating.
OK.
Family.
Unit.
Shackles.
Men.
Thighs.
Insects.
Gift.
Dictionary.
Turd.
Women.
Mother.
Whores.
Children.
Fear.
Bastards.
Money.
For nothing.
Whores.
Love.
Aragorn.
Norman Tebbit.
The end.
Death.
Whores.
No, that's the end of the game. Now, what has that shown you, Will?
That George maybe has issues with women.
Nonsense. I've been married for 40 years.
Happily?
Well, the thing with marriage is you start with the physical closeness and attraction, and when that falls away, as it inevitably does with time, you're left with a friendship. And then when that falls away, you're left with a sound physical arrangement and an efficient household. And then, of course, when that falls away, you're left with a barely concealed resentment and uncontrollable irritation at everything they say and do. And you've got to cling on to that. Otherwise, you'll lose the house.
I've got to say, George, you don't know what you've got there. Gin is still a fine piece of crackling.
I can't wait to get married. You make it sound like a Cold War thriller. A war of nerves with my counterpart in Moscow.
You're not ready for marriage. You can't face down your neighbours, let alone a wife.
I don't see what I could have done about them.
But you have to do something about it.
I'm well aware of that. The other day I was so tired from another night of their inane prattle I could barely keep awake. I knew I just needed a cat nap and I'd be fine, but it was impossible to find somewhere. I was moved on from a church. I was thrown out of an afternoon screening of Guy Ritchie's latest film Rock and Roller for snoring too loudly. I don't know why they singled me out. I pretended to go bed shopping in John Lewis, but you could only manage roughly 3 minutes per mattress before the staff realise what you're doing and you have to move on to the next one.
My neighbours had an opera festival and it was rather loud, so...
Well, don't tell me you went round and shot them.
No, we just moved to another wing of the house. But I did shoot their dog.
Well, I don't have a gun and my neighbours don't have a dog, so I did the next best thing. I called the Noisy Neighbours Helpline.
In these situations, we normally recommend that the two sides engage in dialogue to resolve their differences.
No way. I'm not going to end up a headline, man killed over noise complaint.
What are your neighbours like?
I mean, he's a journalist, she's a dental nurse, I think.
They sound approachable.
That is very offensive to suggest that middle-class people are not capable of violence.
Are you saying they have violent tendencies?
I'm just saying it won't look good if I'm killed because you can't be bothered to do your job.
OK, we'll go round and talk to them.
How many people in your life can you go to the lavatory in front of?
I'm hoping I misheard that.
You're too bound up by social convention. Now, in your own home, how many people can you leave the door open to without embarrassment?
None.
Because you're scared of what they would think of you?
I know what they would think. They would think, why has he left the door open? Maybe he's lost his mind.
There are 27 people in my life that I'm happy to oblute in front of.
27?
It's a constantly evolving list. Some people make way for others, but it's normally about 27. At the moment, it includes my brother, brother-in-law, wife, gardener, housekeeper, stockbroker, and vicar. It establishes me as the dominant male.
I shut and lock the door even when I'm alone in my flat.
You see, totally repressed, can't stand up for yourself. I follow my desires and live life as I please.
But I don't want to go to the toilet in front of people. I find it hard enough in a public toilet. And sometimes I try and break the tension by talking, but what do you say? I usually open with some small talk about splashback. Now, how they should have paper towels with holes cut in them so that you can use to guard against it. Well, there's only so many times you can use the strong taps excuse, and you need to save that for when there are actually strong taps.
Well, thanks for that window onto your mind. A window I now intend to brick up. about, to get you used to complaining and confronting people, you tell me something you don't like about me?
Oh, no, there's nothing really.
Come on. Everyone's got something that annoys even the person that loves them most.
I don't want to be rude.
I can take it. It's all about respect and honesty.
OK, then. When I was about 7, you read me Watership Down at bedtime.
I remember that. It was Christmas when I came to stay after you'd moved away.
Yes, and you did the voice of Hazel as a girl.
It's a girl's name.
But it's a male rabbit. Hazel and Fiver are both male rabbits. You did the whole thing like they were lovers.
Are they not?
There's love between them, but they're not lovers.
So they're not gay rabbits?
No, they're just rabbits who are friends. I found your misreading of the text quite enraging.
Sam, the most annoying thing I've ever done to you is get the gender of a character wrong in a story about talking rabbits.
Yes.
And does it feel better letting that out at last?
It does, actually. I've carried that for nearly 30 years.
Do you think you could talk like that to your neighbours?
I'm not sure. Things were pretty awkward the last time I saw them.
Hi, Will.
Hi.
Did we really disturb you the other night?
No, I was out like a light. Didn't hear a thing.
Because we got a visit from the neighbourhood complaint unit. Someone rang them about us making a noise in the garden. They wouldn't say who.
Really? Well, it must be the family the other side.
They're on holiday at the moment.
What about the guy who lives opposite?
He's deaf.
Is he? Actually, that's a relief. I thought he was ignoring me when I said hello.
Must have been someone else then.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't them, it must have been.
Have a nice day then.
So now it's really bad. They know I've complained. They also know I've lied about complaining. What do we do? Peter, what would you do?
Initially, I would have gone round with a bottle of Cinzano and joined the party. But if I was in your position now, with them knowing I'd complained, and on top of that knowing that I'd lied about complaining, I'd have no choice. I'd have to move.
That's a bit extreme.
I would feel I'd made such a colossal fool of myself that I couldn't look them squarely in the eye.
I don't think that's the answer.
I couldn't live with the constant reminder of my spineless idiocy.
All right. I think we all understand your position. George?
Well, in any long-standing dispute with a neighbour, my ultimate recourse is simple. I bribe the farmer who works my fields to dump silage near their house. The smell usually brings them to their senses.
Peter, do you think I should be using harassment to solve the problem with my neighbours?
No, probably not.
Good. As ever, I chose my own path. Morning, Doctor.
Morning, Mr. Smith. What is it this time? Is it the sensitive nipples, or the fear you're a victim of mind control?
I need you to write me a note saying I'm an amnesiac insomniac.
What do you mean?
I'm someone who can't sleep and forgets what they've done. It's the only way to explain my behaviour to my neighbours.
Are you suffering from lack of sleep?
Yes, because they have loud conversations in their garden.
Why don't you ask them to keep the noise down?
It's too late for that. I complained to the Noisy Neighbour helpline and they know it was me, but I denied it. But if you say I've got amnesia, it'll explain my denial.
Have you got amnesia?
Can't we just say I have?
I can't just fake a medical condition to save you embarrassment with your neighbours.
Oh, please, it's not like I'm asking you for heroin or to put the wrong name on a death certificate.
But you haven't got amnesia.
Who are you? Where am I?
Get out.
Who is this Will of which you speak?
You are pathetic.
My name is pathetic?
Out!
Okay. Thanks for nothing.
I'm so glad I got out of the medical profession. People like you are the reason I retired.
So your neighbours think you're an idiot. Who doesn't?
I'm sure they'll get over it, Will.
I don't think so. They started throwing things over the garden wall. Beer cans, wine bottles, lamps, stools, both varieties. And a dead rat with the words, "You're a rat," taped to it, in case I missed the symbolism.
You see how much easier it would have been if at the beginning of all this you'd just said how you felt.
I'll get my own back, though. My neighbour brings different girls back all the time. He's sleeping around. I'll get him sectioned as a sexually transmitted disease nexus.
It's not against the law, Will.
There's some kind of partner swapping going on, though.
That's not illegal either. I mean, I slept with George's wife.
What? When?
Last week.
You slept with my wife?
Come on, George. You knew all about it. You gave me the nod.
I said you could borrow my car.
But you know I've got a Porsche. Why would I want to borrow your old rust bucket?
This is outrageous.
George, you gave me the go-ahead. If it's any consolation, I didn't enjoy it. If you leave them in the garage too long, the battery goes dead.
This is good, though, isn't it, George? Peter followed his desires, lived life as he pleased.
You said yourself there wasn't much love left between you.
That's not the point.
Look, I can only apologise.
You slept with my wife.
I'm sorry, old bean. Feel free to have a go on mine if it'll make you feel better.
You're not married anymore.
I meant my car.
I'm finding this really inspiring. You can do and say as you like and stuff everyone else. And what are they going to do? I'm not going to be cowed anymore.
That's the spirit, Will. Let it out.
I'm going to stand up for what I believe in. Nail my colours to the mast. Doctor Who is rubbish. It was rubbish in the 70s. It's rubbish now. Lily Allen needs a slap. People who wear hats indoors are invariably dicks. Terry Wogan's ears are massive. They're like hands. If you're fat, it's because you eat too much. Everything about Simon Cowell is wrong. And if I was a woman, I'd sleep with Paxman.
So, what have we learnt this week?
Well, I've learnt that if something's bothering you, it's better to speak your mind. And you should have learnt always to clarify the difference between someone's car and their wife. Make sure you're very, very clear about that.
Will Smith's Midlife Crisis Management was written by Will Smith and Roger Drew. It was performed by Will Smith, Roger Allam, Geoffrey Whitehead, Jill Cardo, Gunnar Cauthery, Roger Drew, Donnla Hughes, Robert Lonsdale, Dan Starkey and Malcolm Tierney. The producer was Tilusha Ghelani.
Oh, this is ridiculous. What am I worried about?
Hello?
Hello, it's Will from next door.
And?
The music's a bit loud. I wondered whether you'd mind awfully turning it down?
Sure.
Hello and welcome to Will Smith's Midlife Crisis Management. I recently had a birthday party where my godfather took me aside to tell me to take control of my life. So I made a list of things I should stop doing now I'm 35. Making machine gun noises at the urinal. Getting upset with George Lucas. Writing hate mail to George Lucas. Flicking imaginary switches on the roof of my car and contacting the tower to get clearance to drive. And air guitaring. I've also made a list of things I should start doing now that I'm 35. Learn the names of trees. Recognise bird calls. Talk to a plumber without blushing. Take my Steven Seagal VHSs to a charity shop. Buy Steven Seagal films on DVD. Learn the rules of cricket. Smell wine like I know what I'm looking for. And air bassooning. On top of that, I should start looking for a dutiful wife, especially if I'm to achieve my goal of playing James Bond by the time I'm 40. With the exception of Daniel Craig, all actors who have played Bond were married when they were offered the part. It's more wholesome, makes me look more of a regular guy, which I think is ultimately more appealing than the brooding sex pest that is Craig's Bond. As I said, my godfather Peter Black is helping guide me through this process of renewal. Peter, what do I need to change?
I think you need to look at your image. I mean, I was shocked by what you wore at your birthday party. Who hosts a party in slippers? I'll tell you who. A man who's given up.
You're making a big deal out of it.
You had your pyjamas on under your trousers.
Look, it's really cold getting changed for bed. That way, I never have to get a chill when I'm naked. I've tried changing under the duvet and I get all tangled up. I nearly put my back out.
And all over the country, women are now turning to their partners and saying, why can't you be more like him? You've got to take more pride in your appearance.
But it's so confusing. When I was 15, I dressed like I was middle-aged. Now I've got to middle age, my optimum age for clothing. Everyone else is dressing like they were 15 again.
You see, I like that. I hated having to dress like an old fogey. Now I can be cool again. I bought a leather jacket for when I go and see bands like the Kaiser Chiefs. And razor lighter.
I don't want to have to think about what to wear. I'd rather just have a series of functional smocks.
Clothes say a lot about who you are. If you start dressing better, you feel better.
But I hate the whole process of clothes shopping. And the other week I went to a tailor to get a suit, and it was so stressful. The questions were endless. Double-breasted, single-breasted, 2 or 3 buttons. I felt overwhelmed and paralysed by the choices on offer.
Okay, so we have the single-breasted cut, 2 buttons, 1 inside pocket. Now, for the I don't like flaps.
And the flap just covers the top of the pocket?
Yeah, it covers the pocket.
So I suppose it would be good if I had a book or a pamphlet in the pocket and I was caught in the rain.
I suppose.
Then if I had a book or a pamphlet that was bigger than the pocket, it would poke out of the top, which would render the flap redundant.
Flap or no flap, it's up to you.
I suppose the ideal scenario for no flaps is when I have an outsized map or pamphlet on a rain-free day. I wonder how often that happens statistically. Can you go ahead and I'll let you know later?
I need to know before I start, for the cut.
Well, maybe I should take a note of how often I use the pockets on my other jacket.
Do you have flaps on your other jacket?
Can't remember.
What do you want then?
Flaps. No flaps? No, flaps.
No flaps.
No, flaps.
No flaps?
No, comma, flaps.
There is no comma flaps! There's comma bun! You want one?
No comma bund and flaps.
Okay. Flaps.
Yes, flaps. Or maybe no flaps.
So if I'm going to change the way I look, I need to know how to make clothes shopping fun.
Well, this week's guest should help you with that. Let's welcome fashion journalist and host of ITV2's Don't Wear That, Wear This, Cathy Dixon.
Hi, Cathy.
Hello, everyone. Oh, boy, do I have my work cut out for me. Letting men dress themselves is like letting a dog run a butcher's.
Is it? How?
In both cases, you need to leave it to the women to clear up. Am I right, girls? Yeah. I mean, look at you. Clothes should be an extension of yourself, an expression of who you are. If the eyes are the window of the soul, then the clothes are the garden, baby.
That's the kind of thing I've been saying. I mean, my look tells you a lot about me. Deck shoes. I view life as a voyage of discovery. Salmon pink chinos. I'm a man who likes the finer things in life. Yellow polo neck sweater. I'm a guy who looks on the bright side. A denim blazer. I'm part cowboy, all sailor.
I actually have another interpretation of that. Deck shoes, last time I was happy was when I was watching Howard's Way. Salmon pink chinos, I buy my clothes from a 3 for 2 offer in the back of the Telegraph. Yellow polo neck sweater, I'm president of the Brian Sewell fan club. Denim blazer, I dress like a lesbian.
I don't want you to say anything about what I'm wearing.
I've got nothing to say. You're a classic fanny. It stands for fashion altogether, not for you.
You've got an extra F in there. That would be fanfy.
I'm doing not for as one word.
That's not how acronyms work. I hate it when people just add letters that don't stand for anything, or people who say PIN number. They're actually saying personal identification number.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Authority. So what else is in your book of rules? That women should be seen and not heard?
Of course not. That's a completely unenforceable rule.
Right, well, I've got a little quiz to make you realise how much you need help with your dress sense. Question 1. What is your best outfit?
OK, so you're expecting me to drop the names of some fabulous labels, but it's actually a gorgeous little dress I picked up at Topshop. I can wear it for dancing, dining, whatever. It looks great on the red carpet. It looks even better on the bedroom carpet.
I've got a limited edition sleeveless Queen t-shirt from the Kind of Magic tour.
Question 2. What is your worst outfit?
Oh, probably the bright green jumpsuit I wore in the 80s. What was I thinking?
I once made the mistake of wearing white jeans.
Fashion crime numero uno.
I haven't finished. I made the mistake of wearing white jeans to a screening of Gremlins. Let's just say I had to wait until the entire cinema had emptied before I could make my way home.
Question 3. What's the most expensive item of clothing you've ever bought?
Oh, easy. My Jimmy Choos. £800, but worth every penny, am I right, ladies?
I paid £300 on eBay for the shoe with the block tied to it that Short Round used to drive the car at the beginning of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
What are you talking about?
They had a prop sale from the Indiana Jones films. I got outbid on everything else, you know, the staff of Ra, Marion's dress, set of fake grails, rubber Nazi. It was all I could afford.
Yeah, the lesson there is never buy your clothes online. Try it before you buy.
I was never going to wear it. It was one child's shoe, not even a pair. Plus, I like shopping online. That way I can avoid a look of contempt from someone who didn't even bother to turn up for their GCSEs.
The reason you don't like it is you're taking it too seriously. You're treating it like work.
But it is work. Just endless questions and decisions about sizes and colours. I was exhausted after my suit fitting.
The thing about a suit, Will, is it's a little bit dull. So it's never going to be fun shopping for one. It's like rice. Who gets excited about buying rice? Now, I had a friend who only wore suits. Suits to work, suits at home, suits on holiday. If he could have worn suit pyjamas, he would have done. It was like he was turning into a suit. And I said to his wife, why does he always wear suits? Let's get him in some T-shirts and bandanas. And she said, no, he likes suits. And I thought, well, we know who wears the trousers in that marriage. It wouldn't suit him too well if his wife was to have an affair.
Does this story have a point?
Why do stories need to have a point? That is so male. Will, can't you just enjoy the tableau?
Look, one of the reasons I wanted a suit is it's timeless. The reason I don't like fashion is it's always changing.
And you can't control it. You feel undermined as a man.
I do feel undermined as a man, but not because of that. That's an entirely separate issue to do with lack of sexual stamina and a fear of dancing.
Now, Will, I understand your problem. We get a lot of people like you on my show. You've had bad experiences with clothes in the past, and you're too self-conscious about how you look. Clothes should be fun. I want you to have the same sense of fun and excitement you have when you shop for clothes as you do when you're buying a fancy dress costume. Forget stuffy old tailors. Let's get a smile on that face.
I've never had fun at a fancy dress party.
Well, what about when you were a kid?
I wasn't allowed to go to them as a kid.
Why not?
My parents didn't think it was right to spend money on clothes I would wear only once. So if I'd have wanted a frog costume, I would have had to wear it all the time.
But I remember seeing a photo of you as a child dressed in lederhosen with an alpine hat. What was that for?
General leisure wear.
Maybe we should get you along to some fancy dress parties now. Get you to lose those inhibitions.
As an adult, I've been to fancy dress parties, all of them disastrous. The first one, I didn't know it was a fancy dress party. So I turned up, everyone was dressed as superheroes and cowboys, but I thought quickly.
It's supposed to be fancy dress. What have you come as?
I'm a plainclothes detective.
You're a plainclothes detective?
I'm dressed as one.
The filth! Vic, run!
Why is he climbing out of the window? He broke his ankle trying to get away from me. Apparently that was my fault. I say, rather than talking up your criminal status to impress women, pay your parking fines. Now, the second party, again, didn't say it was fancy dress, but I was wary of being caught out again. As I arrived, I saw people going in and assumed, because of the way the women were dressed, it was a Vickers and Tarts party. Thankfully, I managed to fashion a makeshift dog collar from a piece of card and made my entrance.
You've got a bit of card stuck under your collar.
I know. I'm a vicar.
Are you? What are you doing here, then?
Not a real vicar. A fancy dress one. I mean, you're not a real whore, are you?
How dare you?
I'm just complimenting your costume. You look like a proper prostitute. Oh, have I made a faux pas?
Yes, you bloody have.
Are you actually a prostitute?
No.
Did you want to be one, then? I mean, you could. You've got the looks. Well, to be honest, from what I can gather, all tastes are catered for. Yup, that was another crap salad I had to eat.
OK, I can see I'm not going to convince you on the fancy dress approach. You're what we call in the industry a CDWD. Can't dress, won't dress.
I can and do dress. Otherwise, I'd be standing here naked.
It's just an expression.
It doesn't make any sense, though.
How about I help expand your wardrobe by building on what you like? What's your favourite outfit?
It's probably easier by a process of elimination to tell you looks I don't like.
I hate clogs on a woman. And capes.
Does that affect your life much, apart from not being able to go to a Dutch superhero convention?
Not really, I just don't like those looks.
Guys, fashion is all about being an individual. Now, Will, you've got to think about yourself as a brand. What is brand Will?
I don't know, really. Trousers?
What have you done in your life? What makes you tick?
I like to watch the news.
OK, what made you feel good about yourself this week? Something that you might want to communicate through your clothes?
Oh, I got a rolled-up sandwich bag in the bin from across the kitchen. On the third attempt.
Why didn't you just put it in the bin?
Because my mama didn't raise no quitters. Well, except for my brother.
What does your brother do?
He works for Médecins Sans Frontières.
But that's a really noble organisation. They give free medical care to people in war zones.
Is it? I thought it was a circus. I don't read his emails properly.
Well, you're not giving me much to work on.
Well, I don't really hold with all this dressing to reflect your personality. I mean, people used to dress according to the job they had. That way you could look at someone and immediately judge them. Now it's all over the place. Case in point, flip-flops on men. I've even seen flip-flops worn with trousers. The world has gone mad.
But you like suits, the dullest outfit there is, and you won't recognise true innovation in fashion, people who create their own look.
Like who?
I'll tell you who I think dresses amazingly well. Pete Burns.
The singer from Dead or Alive?
That's him.
He's on Celebrity Big Brother?
Same guy.
Got in trouble for having a gorilla skin coat?
Are you just saying all the facts you know about Pete Burns?
I'm just amazed you think he dresses well. It's as though you've just said, I'll tell you who I think should negotiate the ceasefire. Liam Gallagher. Being an individual doesn't make you right. You could be insane.
Women like men who dress in their own way. Threads turn heads. OK, well, I see you in brogue winkle pickers, red skinny jeans, a figure-hugging black shirt with some brocade detailing, and a canary yellow neck scarf.
I would not be interested in the kind of woman who would be attracted to that look. I'm looking for a wife, not a care assistant.
You know, your type just wants a servant. You never got over leaving mummy. You just want to control women and own them. Have a nice little wifey at home.
Yes, and in return, she will be given food and lodging. It's a perfectly equitable arrangement.
Who said romance isn't dead? Meet your knight in shining tweed.
Can you get shining tweed? I mean, that I might consider.
If fashion is a war, you are a conscientious objector.
I don't understand what's wrong with my look. It reflects who I am. It's completely false to create a new look as though that represents any kind of inner sense of me.
Well, if that's how you feel, you should just stay as you are.
Thank you.
Dressing like a pre-war bachelor about to take his eunuch exams.
Like I say, it's who I am.
Well, just stick to your suit then.
I would, but tragedy struck.
Hello, is that Mr. Lin?
No, it's his nephew.
Is Mr. Lin there?
I'm afraid Mr. Lin was taken ill yesterday.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What happened?
Oh, he had some kind of seizure.
I only saw him a few days ago. He seemed fine.
He would get so stressed. We told him to slow down, but he wouldn't listen. He wanted to make the best suit for his customers. The morning he collapsed, somebody rang 5 times, changing his mind about flaps on his pockets. It drives him crazy.
Oh, God, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. Incidentally, do you know what he settled on? I think the last time I left a message saying go with flaps, he may not have got it.
Oh, was it you?
Yeah. Well, unless you get many people ringing up changing their minds about flaps.
No.
Buddy, you should come with a health warning.
I don't think it was necessarily my fault.
Hello? Take the espadrilles out of your ears. Of course it was your fault.
I just wanted to get it right.
Whenever you wear that suit now, you're going to be thinking of one thing.
I know. Should I have had the flaps?
I was thinking more that you nearly killed a man getting it made. You want to wear clothes that make you feel good about yourself.
How come some people look good in anything, though? I mean, why can't I look like Audrey Hepburn? I'll rephrase that. How come Audrey Hepburn always looks amazing?
Well, some people just have that inner elegance and beauty that radiates through their clothes. They almost don't need fashion to look good.
I'll tell you someone who doesn't need fancy clothes to look beautiful, and that's the girl from Doctor Who. Whatever she wears, she looks great. Whenever I meet a woman I am attracted to and I want to give her a compliment, I say to her, the way you look tonight, the way you move, you remind me of Billy Idol.
And how does that go down?
They're usually speechless.
Maybe that's because Billy Idol is a new wave singer from the 80s, known for his peroxide hair and snarling upper lip.
Damn. Who am I thinking of?
Billy Piper.
I thought he was a jockey.
I think you should just let the suit go.
I couldn't.
Hi, it's Will Smith again. I'm just wondering if my suit was ready.
We'll be ready next week. We will honor all my uncle's work.
I kind of need it for Saturday.
Okay. I will have to work on it tomorrow. I'm supposed to visit him in the hospital, but it's what he would want.
Great. I mean, probably helped take your mind off it. I think it was only the flaps to do. Sorry, look. I'm being really insensitive here. I'll tell you what. Forget the flaps. That should make it easier.
Look, you want flaps or no? You want flap, I give you flap. You no want flap, I no give you flap. It's very simple. It's whatever you want. If you want, I'll give you flap on one side, no flap on the other. Then you can make up your own bloody mind.
Can you do that? No, it would look a bit odd.
Did you get the suit then?
I did, but it was for a social occasion, and it didn't go down particularly well.
Will, about your suit. I think you should leave.
Is it the flaps? I know it's lopsided, but I'm trying to work out whether to go with flaps or no flaps. I can tuck the one flap in.
It's not the flap. It's what's stitched across your shoulders.
Hey?
When your suit catches the light, you appear to have the word bastard written across your back.
It's my tailor. He blames me for his uncle's breakdown. I wouldn't wear that on purpose to your son's christening.
As you know, we only got married after Jack was born, so a lot of people find it offensive.
Actually, that is a shame because I think that suit would look good on you.
I look great in a tux, actually. Another reason why I should play Bond.
Like in a radio play?
No, in the films.
Yeah, but that's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard.
No, it isn't. I'm tall, I'm slim, I'm English. I can't hold down a relationship.
But whoever plays Bond has to have a magnetic sexuality.
Not true. What about Roger Moore?
But it's moved on. Look at Daniel Craig. He looks like he could make love to you doing one-arm press-ups while he fights off rivals with his other hand.
Why is that appealing? That implies he lacks focus. And is also performing sex in some sort of open-plan area.
Honey, he can have me anywhere. I mean, did you see him in those trunks?
He looked ridiculous in those trunks, and the film was rubbish. There was no moneypenny, no queue, no gadgets, and the second film was even worse. The villain's plan was, I'm going to put your water bill up. Pathetic.
Look, honey, the days of sexist fantasy Bond are over. You can't turn back the clock on that, nor should you.
I can and I will. And furthermore, I promise the British public that when I am gifted with the role of Bond, I will do no research whatsoever. I will not perform my own stunts. I will not give interviews where I talk about a new, gritty Bond, truer to the books. I will, however, make crap puns and ponce about exotic locations with beautiful women. It will be cartoonish, implausible, and full of crass innuendo. I will be Roger Moore reborn, and that is how you want it.
You can rant and rave all you like, but you've got about as much chance of playing Bond as Bruce Forsyth.
That's a bit harsh.
Thank you, Peter.
I think Bruce is in pretty good shape.
You haven't got the physique for it.
Well, you'll never know.
What, too scared to take your shirt off?
No.
What's the problem? Have you got man boobs?
That's a very personal question. I wouldn't ask you if you had lady balls.
What are those?
You tell me.
Come on, what's your big secret?
You know what? I'm fed up of hiding this. Here.
Oh, what's that?
A tattoo.
Broadsword calling Danny boy? Is that like gay code?
It's not gay code. It's from Where Eagles Dare, one of the finest war films ever made.
Why have you got that, Will?
There was a girl I liked at university. I overheard her in a bar saying she loved tattoos and that her favourite film was Where Eagles Dare. Turns out I misheard, and she loved fake lesbian Russian pop duo Tattoo, and her favourite film was Dude, Where's My Car?
I've never seen Where Eagles Dare. Who's in it?
Richard Burton and Clint Eastwood.
Which one's Broadsword and which one's Danny boy?
It's not between them. It's not their code names. It's between Richard Burton and Michael Hordern.
So it's a love triangle?
It's not a love triangle.
Is it about the Eagles? They're fantastic.
No, it's not about the Eagles.
It's the film set in the castle, right?
Yes. You must have seen it.
Rings a bell. You sure it's not about the Eagles? They did a song about a castle.
You mean Hotel California?
Yes. Is that the song at the end of the film?
Why would they play Hotel California at the end of Where Eagles Dare? Although some have interpreted the song as being about a mental hospital or a hotel run by cannibals, it's pretty obvious that it's an allegory about the hedonism and self-destruction of the South Californian music scene of the late 1970s. At no point has anyone ever suggested it is a musical tribute to the Alistair MacLean thriller, mainly because its lyrics do not contain allusions to fights in cable cars with double agents at Nazi castles.
I've got the perfect look for you. It's whatever they make the inmates wear in the psycho wing of a prison.
Can I just say, what makes you such an expert on fashion? You know nothing.
Yeah, I know nothing. That's why I'm a best-selling fashion writer.
Oh, yeah. How many books have you sold?
Oh, what is it with men and measuring things?
So not that many, then?
I've sold 1 million.
Great. Good. So now I know. Good. And, what do you get per copy, though? You know, 10p?
Pound.
Well, so that's
£1 million.
Yeah, I know. I can do the maths.
Do you want to know my viewing figures too?
No, I don't care how many people watch your show. It's rubbish. Every week you do the same thing. You tell a fat woman to stop wearing jogging bottoms and put on a dress. Or you tell them to put on an elasticated corset to keep their guts in. Maybe brush their hair, or tell them to wash it if they're from the north. I fail to see the entertainment value in getting middle-aged women to walk up and down a high street in their underwear to boost their confidence. At least when Benny Hill did it, the women were hot and the music had a tune.
So how do you help people, Will? You hospitalised a tailor, made a man jump out of a window, told a woman she dressed like a prostitute, and ruined a christening. You're a dick.
Yeah, well, what does that stand for?
Nothing.
So, Will, what have you learned this week?
don't anger your tailor by inducing a seizure in a member of his family.
Will Smith's Midlife Crisis Management was written by Will Smith and Roger Drew. It was performed by Will Smith, Roger Allam, Morwenna Banks, Janice Aqua, Jill Cardo, Lobo Chan, Gunnar Cauthery, Donnla Hughes, Dan Starkey and Tom Wu. The producer was Tilusha Ghelani.
Hi.
Oh, it's you.
Yes.
Suit okay?
There's something on the shoulders. Some stitching.
No problem. I sort. There you go, huh? It's one big flap. You want bag?
No. Yes. Maybe?
Get out!